My name is Alison Shimmins and I'm here today to represent Cafe Lingo. Lingo as in learning the lingo, and cafe because we do everything over a cup of tea or coffee. It's a relaxed, informal place for people to come to learn English or to improve their spoken English. It's run entirely by volunteers, and we welcome anyone who wishes to improve their English on a weekly basis normally, and it's fun and it's free of charge, so what's not to like?
Oh, exactly. And you say normally because, of course, as you said, cafe, the idea is that you get together and you meet sort of over a cup of tea or over a cup of coffee. Of course, that didn't quite happen in lockdown, but you were running some virtual sessions in lockdown, weren't you?
That's right, yes. In a normal year, we would run our taught lessons every Saturday in the top hall of the Promenade Methodist Church, every Saturday morning. October till TT usually. We have theme-based lessons because the aim of Cafe Lingo really is to help people feel integrated here. If I can just explain the background to it a little bit, maybe to help people who've not come across us before. Karen Norton, our founder, was quite happily retired as a teacher back sort of 2015, 2016, but started to become aware that there were people coming to the island, new to the island, and were perhaps having difficulties communicating, feeling a little bit isolated because of the language barrier. And to cut a long story short, Cafe Lingo came to be. So it's formal English lessons, but we don't have exams or tests. It's mainly spoken English, very informal. And we have the volunteers there. We sit at tables. There's a native speaker volunteer at every table for people to come. You don't have to sign up for it. You just drop in and out whenever you're available. Some people, obviously with their working patterns, can't always make it. So it's very, very flexible, and it's available to anyone to access who feels that they may benefit from it.
And I take it you must have, over the past couple of years since it's been going, you must have come across all kinds of nationalities.
Indeed. I was asking the question the other day because I haven't been there all of the time, but they reckon that in the 4 years or so it's been going, they've had over 250 people accessing Cafe Lingo from at least 40 different countries.
Wow, that's incredible.
Whenever people come, we have lots of visitors to Cafe Lingo, and whenever they come, they're always amazed at the spread of the countries that are represented. You might be introduced to someone from Venezuela or someone from Vietnam or Africa. It's amazing, and they usually have quite fantastic life stories as well, and finding out what brought them to the island can be quite eye-opening too.
And, you're giving them this connection to the place and also furthering their future here because, of course, you've got to be able to really speak the language to be able to get on, haven't you? So it must have helped a lot of people over the years.
Well, that's the aim, certainly. It started off as a desire to help individuals learn English, as say, because of concern that there was a isolation because of the language barrier. But it's become much more than that. It's become a family. It's a focal point, and we've got terrific liaisons with different agencies, the emergency services, the job centre or accommodation, anything that people might need a little bit of help with, we can point them in the right direction. We can signpost them to people, to the college even if they want to take formal English lessons there. I think one of the things that Karen mentioned to me as well was she'd heard about parents having to take their English-speaking children with them to the doctors just to translate. So our lessons will be themed around things like how to make an appointment at the doctors, the vocabulary that you'll need for that, how to make a call to the emergency services if you need to, how to fill in a CV, apply for a job, things that are useful. But as you say, also to enrich their experience while they're here as well. So as well as those helpful themes, we also introduce them to Manx culture, Manx heritage, places to visit while they're here. We even had a day trip to Cregnish and Port Erin last summer, which was great fun. We've taken them on a tour of Tynwald. We have speakers coming in from people like Beach Buddies, MHKs come in, Douglas councillors come in, the police, the fire service, as I've mentioned, all sorts of people who help our students integrate and feel part of the community here.
And obviously things went a bit virtual in lockdown,
Yes.
but with us now coming out of lockdown, I'm guessing you're able to maybe restart the service again?
Yes, we are excited to get it going again, because when we went into lockdown, we were fortunate that Karen was able to get Zoom lessons up and going. I think it's been a bit of a learning curve for a lot of people adopting new technology, hasn't it? But we've been able to do that. And we've had lots of lessons, mainly on Manx themes, but we were only hitting a few of the students through Zoom, we found, because not everyone can access social media, not everyone is willing or able to access Zoom. So we're quite excited now to start the real meet and chat sessions again. Unfortunately, we can't use the Promenade Methodist Church where we normally meet. It's not open again at the moment. However, we do use Windsor Coffee Company on a monthly basis throughout the year, just to offer a chatting opportunity for those that can't join us on a Saturday. So we're starting that up again, and the first session is this Wednesday, the 22nd of July, 10:30 till 11:30 in the Windsor Coffee Company. And I'm really hoping that some of our existing students will be able to come along, and maybe even some new students if they've heard about us in the meantime as well.
And it just sounds like a great gathering, really. And as you said, way to connect, way to meet other people, and also to learn and feel like you are sort of part of the community.
Exactly.
And then any idea when you might get back to the normal sessions?
We're hoping that come September, going into the autumn term, we'll be able to get back into the normal timetable and the normal taught lessons for that.
It's fantastic. And I'm guessing since you've been involved, you probably got quite a lot out of this yourself, have you?
Oh gosh, yes. I had no idea how many people were here on the island. I mean, I'm an incomer myself, aren't I? But from all over the world, the stories that people tell, even just finding out what brought them to the Isle of Man and their experiences in life so far, it's fascinating. It broadens everyone's horizons.
And, you know, another thing that I think you've been doing in the past couple of years as well is that getting involved with sort of festivals and events and things like that as well. I think you managed to have one before lockdown, didn't you?
Yes, we did. We have established an annual Spring Fest where we celebrate and share what goes on, maybe Mardi Gras, other spring festivals around the world. And those have been so popular. Well, everyone can bond over food, can't they? So that's always very, very exciting. We get different foods from different nations. But we've had the Bulgarian dancers in, we've had Chinese performers, the Peribane and the Manx dancers, Manx choirs come in. Dave McLean comes in, plays the piano, and we can all share and celebrate culture there as well. Later in the year, hopefully we can do that this year as well. We do a food festival again, celebrating and sharing food from all the different nations that are represented at Cafe Lingo.
See, I'm down with that. And in fact, we've been talking to Karen and Tim about something about getting sort of selected people in to maybe come and cook for us here at Manx Radio for our Friday Cultural Kitchen, which is fabulous. So we'll keep you posted on
Great
that
idea.
one. Yeah. And of course, Dave McLean doing the Our Island, Our World Festival. I mean, that's a great thing as well, isn't it? It just broadens all our horizons, doesn't it?
Our students over the years have started to get involved in the Tynwald Day Global Village, in the Our Island, Our World Festival, and in many other ways, actually. So they benefit from the support and the information that they get from us, but the community is also benefiting from them. They get involved in sharing information about their countries, and on a more practical level, one student, for instance, he came to us, his wife or partner is here because of her job, and he came to join her. His level of English was very minimal to start with, but he's since gone on to volunteer for Hospice Warehouse and as a gardener at Rushen Abbey. So isn't that fantastic?
Oh, that is wonderful. You mentioned as well the different sort of themes and things that you have and the different ways that you're able to get information to people that they might need. And I believe you're looking at doing something around pregnancy, or is there a pregnancy group or something?
Yes, this was something that came about last year because quite a few of our students were due to give birth round about the same time. And being away from home in a different country with a health service that you don't particularly understand, perhaps cultural differences around childbirth, particularly for Muslim ladies, it led on to establishing a support group for them, and we were able to get midwives, nursery nurses, and even one of our own students who is a relaxation coach came along as well, just to provide a bit of support and information for those women who were about to give birth for the first time in a foreign land. I mean, put yourself in the same situation. You would want someone there to be supporting you, wouldn't you? So that all happened, and now it's super. We've met the babies, which is lovely, and we know that they have that support network amongst themselves as well. So that's been a great success.
Well, if someone's listening to this and they either know someone who they think could benefit or they think they might benefit themselves, where can they actually go to find out all the information that they need about Cafe Lingo?
Easiest place is to look for the Facebook page, Cafe Lingo Isle of Man. Karen Norton's details will be on there as well. Or come along to one of our meetings at the Windsor Coffee Company. Just come along and introduce yourself if you can, or bring a friend with you. That's absolutely fine.
Fantastic. Well, it's wonderful work that you all are doing, and thanks for taking the time to pop in. I should say Guru Mayed, really. Thanks very much, Alison.
Oh, thank you. It's a pleasure.